And we have the Director General of ODPEM online to give us an update also. Good evening, Mr. Thompson.
Good evening to you, Karen, and to your viewers.
Thank you so much. What can you share with us at this time?
Well, I think you probably would have heard some of the Met Office report coming from Evan Thompson, that the center of the system is moving away from the island, now at the western end of the island, but however, we'll still be having rainfall activities continue across the island, especially for the southern parishes, and we will still see some strong wind gusts in the southwestern and south central parishes of the island, especially like Clarendon, Manchester, St. Elizabeth, and Westmoreland, given where the system is moving now. And what the Met is saying as well, coming out of the NEOC, is that the period of heavy rainfall going into tomorrow as well. So those are some of the things that have been happening from the meteorological side. On the shelter side, we have to date 954 persons in shelters across the country. Shelters were activated the day before yesterday. Persons started going into the shelters yesterday, and that has been good. Some areas that we would not find persons moving into shelters, they did so, and we have to commend persons for that, for heeding the warning, given the kind of system that we saw coming towards us. We have had some incidents that is unfortunate. We have a report of a young lady that out in Hanover that lost.
We didn't quite get that information. Can you tell us that again, please, if you're hearing us? Are you hearing me clearly, though, sir?
Yeah.
Right. Tell us.
I mean, I think we were having some internet challenge there.
Right. So tell us what happened with that lady in Hanover. Where in Hanover, first of all? We're definite. I can tell.
In Green Island out in Hanover.
Right. So what happened? What happened?
So a tree came down into her house, and it was unfortunate. She lost her life. So what we at the ODPEM and at the National Emergency Operations Center is just extending condolences to the family of that lady. You know, one life lost is always one too many, and this is something that we did not want to have with the passage of this system. We also have a report of a young man that fell into the gully down by Polysmith Drive side down in Trenchtown. The police is still conducting that investigation. That has not been confirmed in terms of, and they're still conducting their investigation in terms of trying to find or recover that person. We have had reports as well for a number of block roads across the island. We normally have that whenever time we're having rainfall activities. The National Works Agency had done a lot of pre-positioning. So I think going into tomorrow, when the all clear is given, we will now do those assessments and try to clear those corridors. We had another incident as well as it relates to down trees in land lease in Papine, where one family was rescued by the community persons when a tree fell into their house, and another 9 persons were rescued by the fire brigade. The fire brigade actually went into the area to rescue the first group, but when they got there, that group was already rescued by the community persons, and while they were there, they got a report of another down tree in a house. A section of one of the ward that the Bellevue Hospital went in terms of the roof going, and so they had to transfer the patient there to another ward. Good thing for that, there was no report of anyone being injured. or anything major in that situation.
Just before you go, Mr. Thompson, any reports of any incidents at any of our shelters?
Well, in terms of we had a situation out in
Oh,
Harbour where one of the shelter there lost is the part of the roof, and so they had to move persons to another location at that shelter. And there was a situation out in Portland Cottage as well where the roof on that shelter went, and those persons there were moved to another shelter. So outside of that, in terms of incident, no. What has historically for us, which is a good thing, we hardly have had any reports of incidents in our shelters, and that is a good thing for us, and we continue to work to keep it that way, training our shelter managers, equipping them with the skills those kind of people skills to manage situation like persons in shelter in a very stressful time. It is very difficult to manage people, a large number of persons in stressful times, and I have to commend our shelter managers for doing a very good job in that regard, and also commend our security forces for being a part of the process and because they continue to do these periodic checks into our shelters and to ensure that the citizens that go into the shelters are safe.
and we join you in extending thanks also to you and your team. Just before you go, remind us, how long will we get more rainfall at least?
Yeah, we'll be getting rainfall going into tomorrow. And so the Met Office will continue to update the country in that regard, and that's their role as it relates to our overall operation. They will continue to update the country in that regard, but we're still saying to persons, continue to implement the precautionary measures that they have been implemented from the start of this whole planning and preparedness operation until the all clear is given.
Definitely. Thank you so much, Mr. Richard Thompson. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us.